Hey you guys, here is your collective reading for this week. I focused on the Akashic Records Tarot and the Twin Flame cards. So I think things are looking really good here. This feels to me like divine masculines who are closing out their karmic cycles with karmic partners and ready to come forward to union. So right off the bat, this views of the ego means that actually I can tell you, look, views of the ego, the snake, grief, regret, 100% there are karmic partners and bad choices involved here. Now, every time I'm doing a reading, it's like my cat has an internal radar. Okay, try again. Just something to keep in mind. Just something to keep in mind here with these karmic partners, and some of you may be holding stuff against your divine masculines because of whatever happened in the past. But it's really, really, really important to remember that, first of all, everybody's twin flame journey is, listen, it is hard to hear, but designed by your own souls and your spirit guides. They know exactly what is going to happen and when it's going to happen, and they are controlling it and guiding you guys down it. In your 3D is like an unconscious state. Your souls are your conscious state, and your souls are teaching you, and that's what this journey is. It's a extremely difficult, deep soul teaching experience, and your souls agree to your path before incarnating and guide you down it. So everything that happens on your twin flame journey is already in your Akashic Records. It's already in your predestined path. And you're just simply being guided down it. So everything that happens does happen for a reason, for a purpose, to teach you both lessons, to ultimately lead you where you're meant to be, which is not just twin flame union, but it's also the higher understanding, higher learning, spiritual path that is meant for you. There's so much more to the twin flame journey than just the union with your partner at the end. That's like the reward for everything else that you have to go through and that you have to learn. Because twin flames are meant to have these profound transformations and awakenings and live a bigger purpose, a bigger spiritual purpose. And it's all designed to do that. And for some of us, which is me and is several other people that I personally know, and I honestly believe that there's a lot more out there. For several of us, the journey is even more significant in the sense that there is all of this deeper spiritual work that must be done to clear spiritual obstacles that have been put in our way, that have been either put in our way due to past life traumas, or that have come into our lives due to traumas, either in the current lifetime or in past lives. Entities very, very, very commonly attach to people due to traumas, just like all on their own. It's like they see pain and they're like, oh, I'm going to go there and I'm going to cause more pain and make it more difficult. That's like part of everybody's contract to living in this world, because this world is a spiritual world as well. We're all interacting with spirits as well. We don't necessarily realize that, but we are. And this is what we do. We have our guardian angels and our spirit guides that are helping us, and we have entities that are trying to hurt us. And everybody has traumas for all sorts of reasons. And like I said, entities are attracted to that and go there in order to create more problems. So that's something that we're all constantly, dealing with. I think that many people, when it's just a natural process, I think that many people are able to get away from their entities on their own because they heal and they evolve. And so then they raise to a higher frequency on their own, and they're able to discard them without even necessarily knowing of their presence. But some can get a deeper claws in and require more effort and work to get rid of. And then let's throw in all of the people in the world who are doing black magic and those types of things. And there's a lot more people doing that than what you think, okay? It is kind of shocking how many people are using spells and dark magic. And I know that there's controversy around the exact names. Let's not worry about that right now. The point is using magic in order to control other people and force outcomes that are not meant for them. Shocking numbers of people are doing that. It's extremely popular now. And some people are able to do it effectively and some people aren't. And there are very powerful people in the world who know how to use it very, very effectively. And these are all different things that are unfortunately commonly issues in a twin flame journey, because twin flames are meant to raise the vibration of the planet and are meant to help humanity and teach humanity about unconditional love. And just quite frankly, the only way to say it is that evil doesn't want that. The world is literally in a war between good and evil. If you haven't noticed, it is. And the good side is using twin flames as one of the means of raising the vibration and bringing about unity and unconditional love and acceptance of each other. And the bad side doesn't want that. And twin flames are under attack. It's very common that twin flames are under attack. And sometimes it's just random attacks, and sometimes it's targeted attacks. So I think what this stemmed from, this tangent stemmed from, was about karmic partners. And I know that many of you are very still upset with your twins over choices made and actions done regarding karmic partners. But you need to understand that, number one, the journey was pre-written and predestined anyway, and our souls agreed to it. And because we are meant to go through certain things in order to heal certain wounds that even stem from past lives, in order to be able to completely heal all around and come back together. Yes, we could all, and I'm sure that we all have thought, why can't we just have an easy soulmate relationship? Unfortunately, your souls chose a different path during this lifetime, and that's not what you got. You got this. And this is the path, and this was the path that was chosen ahead of time. So don't hold it against your twin, because that's what his soul's path and your soul's path chose for your incarnation. Okay? It was going to happen no matter what. You can't go back in time and change it. Okay? The other thing is, like I said, it's not just that it's the journey that was chosen for you and laid out for you. It's also that, literally, it's the journey that was chosen for you by your own soul. And not only that, but we also need to keep in mind that in this world, in this 3D world that we live in, there is a lot of spiritual warfare. And there are people working against us, especially twin flames, and many, if not most, majority of toxic karmic partners. Okay, actually, rephrase. The majority of karmic partners, I believe, are toxic ones who it's part of their journey, and it's literally sometimes even evil using them to disrupt our journeys, the DM's journeys, in order to, for one thing, you could see it as in order to teach these lessons, but also to try to derail our journeys and prevent them from going forward like they are supposed to. And that's why it's so difficult for the divine masculines to break free from them, because it's spiritual warfare. You know, like I said, there are probably millions of people doing witchcraft and doing black magic. I shouldn't say I don't like to say witchcraft, because there is good witchcraft. There are good witches. It's not all bad. I just have experience with a satanic witch, so I don't see it as good. But then saying that, I have had good witches help me and help me sort out all of that. But anyway, that's why I use the term black magic. I don't want to say satanic, because that is extreme, and they're not all to the extreme, but there are people doing black magic who do have bad intentions, even if it's not satanic intentions. Anyway, I don't want to go down that road further. My point is, don't hold things against your DM. Don't refuse to forgive them. Look, they have been dealt a very, very difficult card. And look at most men too, like their pride and their egos make it really hard for them to admit when they make mistakes and make the wrong decisions. So, and meanwhile, you are of the higher understanding to know that it's not their fault, that they are on this journey that just like you are, that you neither of you asked for, you just got put on it. And then these people were brought into their lives by spirit, by their chosen path, that were meant to disrupt and cause more problems and teach lessons, but also make it even more difficult. It's not their fault. Don't hold it against them. Okay? So really try to look at the bigger picture for everything, and really try to focus on forgiveness and unconditional love. That is what the point of this journey is. The point of this journey is about teaching unconditional love. What do you think is happening with these karmic partners and DMs and you? It's teaching you to have unconditional love for them. It's showing you that it doesn't matter what happens. You can't help how much you love them and you forgive them, and you just want to help them break free from that and move forward, right? Okay, so focus on that. Don't focus on this is what they did to me. They didn't understand at the time, and they never meant to hurt you. They deeply regret it, and they will make up for it when you come back together, okay? So anyway, I could go on about that, and I really need to start my blog and write more on my blog. I just, time. I'm only one person, and time is like, could I just, be granted the gift of not needing sleep? I would get so much more done. Anyway, let's continue. So, you know what? Let me do this first. After I pulled my 2 rows of Akashic cards, I asked, okay, what's the overall message here? What's the overall final thoughts? And I'm actually going to give them to you first. And it's that this is a journey that this card came out, and I was like, it's perfect. It's like exactly representative of the twin flame journey. This is a journey that we're all on, that he's going to get through, that you're going to get through. It's also, you can see it as literally a journey. He is in the process of leaving point A, where he has been for so long, seemingly with the karmic partner, and he is ready to journey to you and reach twin flame union. I don't remember if I finished saying in the beginning here that this is this is DMs that look like they are ready to wrap up those cycles and move forward, because there is reference to the karmic partners, but more so there's reference of the success coming. So to me, it feels like that success and union is soon. So definitely first wave, probably second wave also. But don't focus on the waves. Just focus on that these DMs are ready to do what needs to be done. And they're probably already in the process of it. Although I do also see and sense that there is a little bit of a pause still while they work through some more of their emotions over the mistakes of their past. It's this cycle of healing with the DMs, of recognizing their mistakes and forgiving themselves for them, to be honest. It's not even so much about, I mean, they probably are going to ask for your forgiveness, but it's not so much about your forgiveness. In fact, you should already have forgiven them, to be honest. It's more so about them forgiving themselves. But anyway, so they're in the process of doing that right before they're going to be able to initiate their, definitely their returns, and potentially also their exits from the karmic situations. And yeah, it's this journey that we've all been gifted, right? And know that both Archangel Raphael and Archangel Michael are working with both of you and helping you on this journey. And now I want to reference the book on these because there's some significant language. So first of all, Archangel Raphael, we know he's working on healing both sides, I should say, on being able to come back together and have a brand new, fresh start, new beginning. He's helping to open doors for both twins and leading you to blessings and achievement. It literally says, the book literally says, reuniting people. So Archangel Raphael is helping to reunite you. He's helping to bring about breakthroughs. No one trusts that he's a miracle worker. But it also says here, and this stood out to me from a personal reading the other day, this card can indicate that helpful others may be attending to you now, like actual human people. And that Archangel Raphael brought them into your life. And I actually felt that is saying, if for those people who are dealing with situations due to karmic partners or spiritual warfare that require additional assistance in order to help the DMs break free, or to you don't have to look at it that way, to help both of you be free of any spiritual warfare, whether it's black magic or spirits or anything. The people that are meant to help you have been and are being guided to you in order to help you do that. It's important to listen and trust and know that they're there to help you, and it's all for a reason. Spirit is helping you. Spirit sees the bigger picture with all this and knows when you need the help and brings those people to you and helps you be able to do it. Trust me, I've been there. Okay. And Archangel Michael. Now, Archangel Michael is giving the DMs the strength that they need, the courage, the conviction, the power to be able to own their power, to step into greater courage, force, initiative, and action, and be able to feel, tap into the dynamo within themselves and take the action that they need to take. Okay, so know that those are two powerful archangels who are really helping both of you. And actually, on the divine feminine side, you could also see it as Archangel Michael is helping the feminines know what needs to be done and be able to do it, and also to assist their DMs if there is a case of spiritual warfare as well. I don't want to focus on spiritual warfare though. That was, I feel, an important message because it's an unfortunate fact and many people don't want to see that. And there are many guides who want to tell you, and do tell you, that you can rise above it all on your own and you don't have to do anything. And that's bullshit. Sorry to tell you, because I have dealt with people person who gets help from people who do take it to a level where it does require help and you can't overcome it on your own. And it literally has been life or death at times. So no, that's not true. You can't always just rise above it and be, unless you can vibrate to 5D, then that's the only way you can rise above it. Okay, but most people can't vibrate to 5D yet. The majority of the world is not in a 5D mental state. Maybe 4D, but you know, if anybody who follows Magenta Pixie, she's in 5D. That's an example for you of someone in 5D who's able to see the world from a higher perspective and standpoint, and see everything from a place of love. Like, the majority of the world is not functioning in 5D. The majority of twin flames are not functioning in 5D. 5D you can dispel on your own, magic, bad spirits, all that stuff, but not below that. So below that you need help. So take the warning seriously, because it is much more prevalent than what you think, I'm sorry to say. And if that's going on, you are going to need the help to fix it. So as I was saying, back to the beginning, the DMs are dealing with these karmic partners who only care about themselves and literally like can't even see the DM for their own individual. Like, it's just, they're just a tool to help them. You know, it's very narcissistic. I would say that most toxic karmic partners are narcissistic as well. And there's nothing that the DMs can do except walk away. There's not going to be any type of resolution, probably not even peaceful, but definitely not happy. There's not going to be any conversation or closure of, you know, it didn't work out, because no, they have to just turn around and walk away. That's the only thing they can do. And look at this. They are stepping into their full power, and their, not just power, but balance within energetically to be able to do that. They are finding success now so that they feel more confident and able to do that, because many of the DMs have been held down by financial difficulties, many times brought about by these karmic partners on purpose to control them. Not always, though. Sometimes it's just part of their journey of, you know, learning and understanding. So spirit even has them go through that period of struggle in order to teach them. But they are finding success now, and they're regaining that confidence that they need in themselves, and they're returning home to their queens. And they're also stepping into their higher knowledge, their higher wisdom, their higher learning. They're opening to their spiritual awakenings so that they are ready to come into divine union with their queens. And I love that it's the both of them. And both of these, both the Queen and King of Scrolls, represent that you guys have attained and are attaining that higher awareness, that deeper learning and understanding, that spiritual awareness that is what you're meant to achieve over the course of the twin flame journey, and that you're meant to come out the other side not just transformed within for yourselves, but for the whole world. So, but when you come together, you have that understanding together. Now, saying that, even though there are a lot of readers that say that you won't come together until the DMs have fully achieved that, I don't believe that. I think that especially DMs who have been stuck in toxic karmic relationships, it's harder for them to reach that level of awakening, because they are caught in this traumatic environment that is just continuous over and over and over again. Hold on a second. What are you doing? Victoria? You're supposed to be in school. Then what are you laughing at?
Nothing.
You shouldn't be playing games.
I'm not playing games.
Good. Sorry. just, collective reading with yelling at my daughter in the middle of it. Anyway, as I was saying, because these DMs who have been stuck in toxic karmic partnerships have been stuck in this traumatic environment that's just been ongoing and repetitive, they're not always able to reach that higher level of awakening before coming together with their divine feminines, because that continuous trauma over and over again is making that difficult. They're getting there. They might not be telling you or showing you, but it is happening in their minds. Their thoughts are percolating, let's say. They're getting there, but their full awakening will come about once they are at the very least in getting into a better place with you. It could be that they've even come into union with you, because there might be DMs with circumstances where they literally step from the karmic to you because circumstances have it laid out that way, which is going to be a lot like my situation, that it's just how it works out, because it's the path. It's just the path, that because of 3D situations that have to be dealt with. But let's not go into those details. Point being that it's the path laid out for you. It's the simplest way to solve the various problems. So then when you come together, you will finish helping guide them through the rest of that awakening process. And I honestly believe that part of the reason for that is because the feminines are meant to guide them through the end of that, because we've reached it and they might still need a little bit more assistance in reaching it, so the feminines are able to provide that. Okay. And then others of you, if you don't have a reason that you automatically would come into the same physical environment immediately, so then you're on better communication, you're in the process of reuniting, like it's almost like you start dating again and then stepping into the relationship again. So it might be a little bit different, but it will still be similar in that you will be again assisting them in finishing their awakening process, and then that will assist you fully coming into union as well. Okay, so from there, very interestingly, we have the Akashic Library and the Scribe. Now these cards speak to the next levels of awakening, honestly, and I've been getting the Scribe a lot for myself and for personal readings. The Akashic Library a little bit. So what this tells me is that this group is really stepping into the next phases that come with union. Like when you get to union, it's not just union with your twin flame. It is also it's also stepping into your spiritual paths, your spiritual purposes and missions. So the Akashic Library says, this symbolizes a new initiation and an ability to manifest a new life in every way. You have moved deeper into the Akashic Records, into a higher self-awareness. Further investigation may be required, but you now have a better understanding of your old motives and new purposes. This is a time of heightened intuition as well as greater self-creation. During this phase, all you have to do is add a little conscious effort to write your new records in the Akasha. To get started today, write one simple declaration about the future you wish to create and repeat it often to yourself. Then decide one thing you can do to make it happen and do it. Anything can happen now. The breadth of the landscape before you rests solely on the scope of your imagination and your will to own it. And then we have the Scribe, which says, this is a great upsweep in mind and study for you. There is a subject with which you'd like to acquaint or reacquaint yourself. Do so. It's not just for the sake of study, although that's always a good thing. This period of higher mind and higher learning is nothing less than a change your life or even change the world opportunity. There may be a teacher or even an entire school that can help you with this upliftment. Be sure to seek out the right person or place of learning. You could also become a writer or teacher yourself at this time, elevating and contributing to others. So, to me, these cards speak to you guys stepping into this greater role in your lives. Like you reach union and you are ready to move into this new chapter, to become teachers on the twin flame journey or helping others in other ways. Or it can also be that when it refers to the teacher in school, that can also be mentors that you work with that teach you about your spiritual gifts and your spiritual path and purpose. And that can come about from all sorts of ways and reasons. So this is all about this new chapter for your lives. It's initiation into the spiritual world and awareness now. I love how it says higher mind and higher learning. That's nothing less than a change your life or even change the world opportunity. I know that mine is change the world even, because as crazy as it is of what I've been through with the satanic witch, I also have been told what it means for me down the road. And it was like my spiritual training ground. So, and that can be the same for many of you. I honestly believe that many twin flames are similar. But at the very least, it's change your life. So this is an exciting time. This is a really exciting time. And the fact that these cards are coming out shows you that your GMs are there. And you guys really got to get excited now. This is amazing. Okay, and then finally, fated meetings for you and your twin are coming together. I actually want to read the exact words here because I think it's important. Because remember what I was talking about at the beginning of this, that it's predestined by our souls before we incarnate. It actually says here, a clock tower stands with its hands pointing to just a few minutes before 12. A man and a woman approach each other, coming to meet at the time that was predetermined by their higher selves, who are shown above them, translucent and shining. With this card, you are coming to a very important relationship. I honestly don't really need to read the rest because it's obvious. It's the fated meeting. But what's really important here is you're coming to meet at the time that was predetermined by your higher selves. It's so important to stop focusing on when. I understand how hard it is. Trust me, I really do. I can't say that I've conquered that, but it is because it's so important for us to understand that these journeys have been pre-written by our souls, and everything is going to come together when and how it's supposed to. Our souls are in control of that, and our souls are enabling that. And you're not going to come together prematurely. You're not going to come together before each of you has learned the lessons that you need to learn and have done the work that you need to do on your inner selves, have achieved the healing, have possibly done certain things that you need to do in order to bring about the reunion. Now, I will say is an exact time. Here's what we need to remember. Actually, it just came to me. It just came to me in my head. Spirit speaking to me. In our 3D world, we think of time differently. We think of time linearly, and it's literally like the clock on the wall, the date on the calendar. To us, when we say when, we think of, we want to know a date and a time. That is not what Spirit is telling us ever. And time frames are never set in stone and are never specific to that. Like, Spirit uses the cards that have that use of time frame in order to help inform us, but to Spirit, time is not linear. To Spirit, when is not about a date or a time. To Spirit, when is about when have you achieved this? When have you achieved that? When have you reached this level of healing? That is what Spirit judges when by. We judge when by the calendar on the wall and the clock. Spirit judges when by when have you reached this marker and this marker and this marker, or this milestone, whatever. That is what dictates for spirit the journey. So you will come together when you both have achieved each of those things. When that happens in your linear world, you can be given time frames that give you an indicator of that, but they are only ever a potentiality. That you have the potential to achieve those things by that time frame, as long as both parties achieve those milestones that they are meant to achieve. And they have been and are given the tools to be able to do that. But our 3D free will ego minds can get in the way of that and can delay it because of trying to do things differently, or focusing on this instead of that. All sorts of different things. There can also be external factors like these karmic partners that affect things as well. So Spirit is always giving us the tools and the help that we need in order to reach this point. Our own free will can adjust that, and I think that a lot of times people don't even want to see, DFs don't even want to see how their own behavior and choices is affecting that, but it is, and that is something that's important to remember. And you can't focus on negativity. You have to, you do need to focus on negativity into the extent where you are purging it and healing it so that you can release it. But you can't spend day after day after day after day after day focusing on lack, and that your twin's not with you, and that he never will be, and just putting yourself through this extreme negative mental state. You have to focus on the positive. You have to have 100% blind faith, belief, and trust that everything will come together when and how it's supposed to, and that it doesn't matter when that is on the calendar or on the clock. Okay? Trust me on that. And you need to know that Spirit doesn't want you to hold back your life while you are waiting for your divine masculine. Spirit wants you to be working on yourself, be making decisions for yourself, and be doing everything that you need to do to take care of yourself, to live the life that you're meant to live, and to be independent. And when you two come together, all of the details of your lives will work themselves out. You'll figure it out, okay? So that's really important to understand. So I hope that that helps explain a lot about time frames and when you will come together. And know that when you come together, your wishes are going to be fulfilled and you're going to have all this success. And I'm going to read these to you because they're just so beautiful. Don't really need to, but I will. In Crescent Moon says, this is an exciting time of increase, abundance, and growth. Your efforts have combined with external circumstances, and even the stars have aligned. There's great opportunity for increase and fulfillment in every way, financially, creatively, and even in your reputation and prestige. Just do the work and get ready to receive. And then wishes fulfilled is like straight up wishes fulfilled. But this is a time when your wishes, the time has come for your wishes to be fulfilled and your dreams to be realized. Difficulties may have challenged you for a time, but even in these, victory is assured. There is an abundance of sweet nourishments and acquired lands. The keys to the castle are yours to celebrate. So it's coming, it's coming. You have so many positive cards about that, and so many king cards that he's in his king power and energy. Like, it's happening, okay? Get excited. Everything is on the cusp of coming together. Okay, so now I talked for 40 minutes through the Akashic Records. I gave you lots of lessons about spiritual warfare. Let's go through the twin flame cards, the Lenormand, and the love messages, and get you on your way. Get me on my way. Okay, as I was saying earlier, the DMs are still dealing with some grief and regret so that they can completely purge those emotions and forgive themselves from their mistakes of the past. Let's remember that they don't realize or understand that it was all meant to happen how it did and meant to teach them lessons. You know, not in that fully awakened state usually. They're, even if they're in the process of it, they don't usually understand it from the same level. So they are going through that. They're healing those wounds. They're healing their final inner child and self-worth wounds so that they can close out karmic cycles and karmic energy completely and be able to move forward. I have to tell you, I freaking laughed when this mirroring and vibrations card came out together, because I mean, I did a personal reading yesterday that literally the tarot cards going, my readings are a heart that looks at the DF side and the DM side, and the tarot cards going down the heart every step of the way were mirroring each other and almost the same card step by step. I thought it was so funny, and I completely read it differently, matching them up because of how much they were mirroring each other. Know that you and your DM are mirroring each other in your vibration and emotions and everything significantly right now. You can feel each other. All the more reason why it's so important to stay positive. And what was I just gonna say? Oh, so if you are feeling each other, you're feeling each other's emotions, just keep that in mind as well. And focus on staying balanced so that you can help your DMs in that way as well. Okay, so I got this refocus card. This can mean a lot of different things. I feel like for the divine feminines, Spirit wants you to, refocus on self-love, self-care, and holding your energetic balance. That's where you can focus best right now. At DMs, I feel like it's saying they're going to shift out of all of this purging, they're going to refocus on their return to their soulmate, who is their tribe, who is where they belong, and where they want to get back to. Okay? So know that they're going to get through this last stage of purging. It might not be the last stage. I shouldn't say that. For a large group, especially in the first wave, it is. But it might not be the last stage for all. But know that they're getting there. They're gonna get through that, and they're gonna refocus on returning to you. And then when I asked about like a wrap up message, I got a little bit more than that. So know that these DMs have been going through this dark night of the soul that has really kept them bound and stuck in these karmic situations. This is just, I didn't even think about this when I was talking about the spiritual warfare earlier. I probably thought about it when I pulled the cards, because I pulled the cards last night and then I never got to record it because I got interrupted a million times. But this card to me represents spiritual bondage, because look at it. I mean, there's literally a demon on the card. So to me, this group, it's probably not an accident that I talked for 10 minutes or whatever about spiritual warfare. This group must have been experiencing spiritual bondage between either spells or spells, black magic, or entities. So demons are entities. Entities are demonic entities. Entities are spirits that have never been human. Okay, some of them are as significant as demons, some of them are not. But they are spirits that have never been human, that are just kind of causing chaos in the world. So this dark night of the soul that this group has been dealing with has included spiritual warfare and bondage, and at the very least narcissistic bondage in these toxic karmic relationships. And they have been in the process of breaking free from that. I feel many of you have been helping them do that, guided in your ways to do that all on your own. And now Spirit is here with the Tower to bust it up and break them free. and it's happening. I know that it's already happening for my DM. I'm sure it's happening for many others. Spirit is here to help be like, nope, you do not have the power. And listen to me, anybody who sees this and it scares them, or hears me talk about it and it scares them, listen to me. Do not be afraid. The most important thing is that you're not afraid and you don't give them power, because that's what they feed off of. They feed off of your fear and anxiety and all of those negative lower emotions. No, you stand up to them and you firmly tell them to fuck off, and that you are in control and you have the power, and they are not going to hurt you guys. I've done it many times. I have stood in my house and stood up to a poltergeist and told it that it was going to be me or it, and it was not going to be me. Sorry. And it was not going to be me, and I got rid of it. And not only did I get rid of it, hold on. Nala, stop, lay down. Not only did I get rid of it, but it is permanently contained elsewhere for eternity, because I don't mess around when I'm dealing with these things. You stand up to them. Do not allow them to scare you, okay? They do not have power. Your God, your spirits, your good spirits, your archangels, your God have the power and control, and they are coming in with their towers to be like, nope, fuck you, get the fuck out of here. Sorry, I curse, okay? Now, moving on from that, your twins are breaking free. The walls are blowing wide open, literally, and they are recognizing their soul connection to you. They're coming back. They're asking for forgiveness. They're asking for second chances, and they're asking for a fresh start. Okay? So that is like your overall theme of this relationship, and they're getting here like now. This is happening now. Okay? These towers are happening now or in the very near future, and everything is going to start coming together. Okay? Lenormand deck. This is going to be quicker. So, as I pointed out, the DMs have been dealing with these toxic, psycho, karmic partners. Who have been putting them through tons of conflict and anguish and struggles. But know that your DMs are gaining all of the knowledge and wisdom that they need in order to break free. They're paying attention to all of the details necessary in order to conquer these mountains and obstacles that they have been dealing with, and to conquer these storms that they have been dealing with. But see, like, the sun is coming out again. They are in the process of conquering these obstacles. The mountain represents the obstacles that have felt so insurmountable, but they are figuring out exactly how to do it. That Spirit is teaching them and showing them the way of exactly how to do it, and it is providing so much tremendous growth to them to be who they are meant to be, and to claim their authentic selves and their power. And it's providing so much soul growth for them. And honestly, it's providing so much soul growth for you too, because you have been watching them go through this and have been energetically trying to help them as much as you can, and sometimes getting help to help them when they have been bound, like that card showed. And you are going through your own significant soul growth and soul awakening process. So be proud. Be proud of yourself and be proud of them, okay? Know that know that they are following down the path that they are meant to follow. You know, their compass is leading them correctly, and they are going to make the choices that they need to make right now in order to get out of those situations and choose you, come forward to you, to communicate, to show you their loyalty to you, to anchor this connection into the real world, the 3D physical world. Know that this is true love, twin flame love. They know that as well. That's why they're ready to anchor it. You guys are not just going to have this true love, but you are also going to have this can I talk? Spirit is not just gifting you guys with this amazing, beautiful love. It's also gifting you with this prosperity and abundance and all around success, like For many of you, it might have felt like you've been struggling for a long time. Excuse me. But part of the reason for that is because your blessings are not meant to come in until you guys reach the end of this journey, which I know can be frustrating at times. It doesn't mean that you're going to be stuck struggling throughout the whole journey, but a lot of times you are not, like, everything is meant to come together at the same time at the end. Like, the struggle is part of the lessons, unfortunately. So while, like, you might be okay, when you get to union, things are going to get a lot better and blessings are really going to abound. And part of it will also be because you're in this higher frequency and you're manifesting it. But it's also going to be because Spirit's like, you've done the work, you've transformed within, and now you're rewarded. And then you guys are going to have all of this amazing happiness and success and victory, and just everything's going to be practically perfect. So, okay, so this is what is in the process of happening, you guys. Stay positive. Here are some love messages from your DMs. I still have things to work on. I am struggling with some things within myself right now. Remember that grief, purging, everything. So give them a little space right now while they finish working their way through that. Even when I don't respond to your messages, know that I do read them. If you are guided to send messages, do, because for a lot of DMs, messages that you send of encouragement help them. But trust your inner wisdom, your inner guidance, your intuition on that, okay? Because it's not always supposed to happen. I want to leave the past behind us. I am closer than I was yesterday. I am looking for the courage. Stop focusing on when. Stop focusing on that calendar or that clock, okay? Focus within on doing the inner work. Your energy feels good. The first time I saw you, my heart whispered, that's the one. I am going to message or call you soon. Okay, so I hope that this reading helped you. Feel free to ask me any questions about anything, especially since I gave you some lessons about life in there. Feel free to ask questions in the comments, or you can reach out to me privately as well. You can go to my Etsy shop, Fearlessly Inspired, and book all sorts of different readings. I have a regular twin flame reading, and then I have an extended twin flame reading, and the extended twin flame reading includes analyzing the Akashic Records for both twins as well. I have Akashic Records readings on their own. I have just a straight up traditional tarot reading, but then I honestly recommend either the extended ones or the twin flame ones, because I use oracle cards along with the tarot that provides so much additional information, and Spirit will almost always, actually always, use the oracle cards like synchronistically together to inform each other, so the messages are much broader when it's done that way. So I do highly recommend getting either an extended love or career or general reading or twin flame, because the oracle cards add so much more depth to the readings. And then I have other stuff in there too. I can't even remember everything right now. You can also get the love messages just on their own as well. So check it out. Feel free to ask me any questions that you need. Check out my blog, fearlesslyinspiredawakenings.net. I know I still have a lot to add to it because it's new. I started it in December, and I've posted a lot of readings on there. I've posted a little bit on twin flames and other spiritual healing stuff. I have not had the time. I also struggled with where to start, but it's my goal to get a lot more posted on there soon. I have a lot of posts from my Instagram, old posts, that I want to get on there just to have the record of them on there, and then write new stuff as well. So I hope to get that updated soon, but check that out and follow me, subscribe on my blog, so you can get updates. On my YouTube account, so you get regular updates for new videos, and I'm going to post vlogs as well, not to like go in conjunction with my blogs. And follow me on Instagram, Divine Intuitive Healing, and I post weekly readings, and I try to post other helpful spiritual information as well. Again, everything has been a little up and down because my schedule has been difficult trying to stay balanced. I'm a single mom, also dealing with COVID reality. So it's been difficult to juggle time management and whatnot. But, we're all doing the best we can. And there's always going to be updates for all of those things. That's my primary focus. So follow me, subscribe, check out my Etsy shop, book whatever readings or Reiki healing or coaching sessions. There's even help there for I think I have on there consultation to help with clearing negative energy and related stuff to that to help you balance yourself. The consultation for clearing negative energy, such as honestly, that would also be to help you figure out about spiritual warfare and whatnot. At this time, I am not actively removing those things myself, but I would be able to point you in the right directions. We could help figure out what's going on, or if you need help, and then I can point you in the right directions to getting that help. Okay. So that's all I can think of right now. Check it out. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for listening to this long reading, which I certainly didn't intend for it to be that long, but hopefully you made it through.